guys, I'm going to be journeying into the mirror dimension. I'm actually going to keep it open for the Elvish being if there's something he would like to share with all of us. I feel like this is a phenomenon that is very valuable for the human race, for our collective right now, where more of us may even be called to or drawn to astral travel, or journeying into the mirror dimension, sharing healing with this mirror dimension that mirrors our earth plane. So if you haven't been watching all the previous videos, I'll put links in the description of some of the key ones where I talk about working with the affirmation astral travel and how it's been changing my life in a very short period of time. And so the mirror dimension is what Joe and I are defining as this space where people wake up in, where it's dark and it looks like your bedroom. You get out of bed, you go to the light switch, but the light switch doesn't work. So it looks identical to this dimension, but it's not. You're out of your body in a different, in what looks like the same world, but it's what is defined as the mirror dimension by this Elvish being that Joe and I have both been communicating with since I first came across them. Okay, so I told you all that I was going to do a journey to the mirror dimension. I'm going to do that right now. I'm not going to say any more. If you want more information, just go to the description and you can find some videos. If you're interested in checking out Joe's YouTube channel, there'll be a link in the description as well. So I'm going to relax. I actually want to open up to this Elvish being. And opening up to this Elvish being, I want to keep it open to anything it has to share with us about the mirror dimension, or I just want to keep it as an open experience. I'm not sure what it's going to be like yet. Maybe there's something I need to heal inside myself here. I don't know. So I just want to keep it really open. All right. But I do want to see if this Elvish being wants to say anything. So I'm keeping it open to the Elvish being too. All right. Here we go. You know what's interesting? I didn't realize this, but I'm starting to get a horrible headache. My third eye and behind my third eye. And the same thing happened last night when Joe was talking to this Elvish being about all of this stuff. And that's when we learned his definition of it is the mirror dimension. And that's what triggered me to have a really horrifying headache last night. And then from there, Joe did the healing. I had my future dream that was really crazy. And now I want to journey into this, and the headache's coming back. So the Elvish being tells me to relax, and he's very easy to feel comfortable around, okay? May not be easy to understand what he's saying, but he really does give you a very comfortable feeling. He speaks technically, but silently. It's the only way I could define it. Okay. He tells me that he's guiding me through the astral plane right now. And I'm wanting to visit the mirror dimension. And I say yes. He's asking me, do you know how to get into the mirror dimension? I'm going to say yes to that. But let me just pause for a minute. I feel like the answer is yes to that. So I'm going with yes. He tells me to just wait and then answer the question. All right, so I'm gonna wait. I'm able to translate him no problem today. Man, what is going on here? Okay, I'm gonna wait. Do I know how to get into the mirror dimension? I tell him the first thing that comes to me is sadness. And I feel like I'm scraped across water that has become completely solid and still. And that what is my remains, which is like butter scraped across still water, I somehow seep into it. And it's a very uncomfortable feeling. It's like being a bug that just smashed on your windshield and then somehow seeing the bug's guts slowly seeping through the window and into your car. That's what this is like. This is my answer to, do you know how to enter into the mirror dimension? I tell him that when we're talking about this, it gives me a massive headache. Huh. Interesting. The headache is subsiding now. And I feel that my third eye and my mind is full of soft, gentle light. And he reminds me that he's here to help me. If I don't know, then just say you don't know. If I need help, then say I need help. I'm scratching my head like, seriously? I can actually say those things and that those would be beneficial to me? They get support? Okay. So he's opening a door. And right now, he looks like he's made out of sparkle dust, holding a lantern. And he's in front of me, and we're moving through a very thick wall. And I start to feel sad again, but not so sad. Almost like a familiarity. A lot of familiarity. He asked me what's familiar about this. I mean, I'm basically in a room made out of black. It feels like there's little balls of goo jumping around with eyeballs. Like, it feels like little weird things here that are kind of mindless and aren't really going to hurt you. They just are here for some reason. It's a black room that has many pathways, and it seems like there's walls to it, and the walls are made out of like an ice bluish color. I tell him that I can't say right now where the feelings are coming from. I don't know. I guess the thing that comes to my mind is I keep thinking about a little girl with jet black hair. And I keep seeing her in the corner, but then I don't see anything in the corner. But I do see these strange little odd gooey things with eyeballs and just weird like weird creatures. They're small and kind of, they don't seem to have much, they're just kind of mindless in a way, but they seem to be alive. They seem to have purpose. I see this elvish being who's become the sparkle dust with the lantern is turning into a man now. And he has rounded shoulders and he's sort of hunched forward. And he has a long blue cape on. And it touches the ground, which is black. And I'm trying to see his face. And the image that comes back to me is that he is a skeleton. And he has a key that unlocks yet another door that just suddenly appears here. He says that we're going to go deep into this place. And I say, okay. It's interesting because I feel that he's here to guide me. And so I was looking into the future as to, okay, let's say we go deep into this place. Are you still here? Are you just walking me into this deep place where you're just going to leave me? But I still see him here, even in the depths of this place. Okay. This is really surreal, like, all the walls disappear, all the experience of pathways disappears, and it's just a really big open black place. And there's a face in the sky that's speaking to me, like it's levitating above the ground like 6 feet or something. Again, the headache in my third eye is starting to come back. And I start to realize that I'm miles and miles and miles and miles away from where I started. Starting to realize that this is not an easy place to get out of. Because you can't conceive of time. You can't conceive of direction. You think that you're going maybe 10 steps when really you've been traveling for hours and miles. So how do you get from one place to another isn't by walking or thinking that you're walking somewhere. It's a different set of rules here. So I'm just gonna ask the face, what do you have to say? My guide tells me that what I really mean to say is, why am I here? Or what is my purpose with you? Something of this kind. What am I doing here? That's more what I was trying to say, apparently. What am I doing here? He says, if what you're really trying to say is what am I doing here, then you don't need to speak to the face, because the face doesn't matter to you. It's actually, where am I, that matters most to you. I say, okay, yeah, that's true. And what he's saying here is, traversing the mirror dimension, we quickly say things, but we don't really know what we're saying beneath the surface. To deeply know what you are saying is part of the learning of traversing this place. So even me saying I astral travel, I discovered from this Elvish being that what I'm really saying is I want more room to grow. I want more, a vaster range of experiences. So I'm not actually saying I astral travel. I'm saying beneath the surface of that affirmation, I want more room to grow. I want more experiences. And I tell him, how in the world am I actually supposed to know that? Because when I say astral travel, in my mind, I'm conceiving of the idea of journeying outside my body. That you're telling me that what I'm saying beneath the surface is something I wouldn't have even known inside my own brain, unless you would have shown that to me. So how am I supposed to think like that? He tells me that I'll learn it. I'll know how to think like that. And he reminds me of the dream that I had where I jumped out the window and I had 2 versions of thought. One version that was hesitant, saying, you can't jump out a window, you're going to die. The other version saying, oh no, I won't. Watch me jump out this window. And then owning it. And I seemed to know, as that other me in the astral dream, that I was capable of everything. And so those rules where you're capable of everything, and these rules here as Abbey in this earth plane, how are we to be aligned with I am capable of everything? here as human beings. When it feels like there's so many invisible walls up, preventing you from being truly set free. But now you can understand why it's so important to go traverse the mirror dimension, so that you can actually align with who you are and what you're really saying, to empower yourself. Okay, so I just stand by that I don't care about that face, and I do want to know where I am. Okay, this is annoying. After I say that, I stand firm. And now that I have stated that I want to know where I am, I'm being guided to the face. So now I have to care apparently about the face? When I just look at the face and I don't say anything else, I just look at the face, I hear a door unlock. But I don't choose to go to the door, I just choose to continue to look at the face. And the face looks back at me. It's more like a mask with eyes and a mouth. And now suddenly all the walls disappear, and it's a vast, infinite space. And I feel like I am in the mind of what could be like a computer, like I could create anything here. It could be any world that I want it to be. It's the building blocks of creating your own universe, your own reality, your own dimension, anything. I start thinking about my life as a human. Instead, it's not like I'm thinking, ooh, I'm gonna have a mountain and a theme park and then water and a boat. It's not like that. It's more like I'm here, and the first thing that comes to me is thinking about my life here on Earth. And the overcoming myself, I'd like to overcome myself. And perhaps some of my life is meant to just be experienced. Some things maybe aren't meant to be conquered, they're just meant to be experienced, like you're just meant to go through it. And then to know that and feel secure with that would be so helpful. But that's what's going on in my mind. That if I could build anything, it would be a more harmonious life for myself on Earth. I suddenly am back at the beginning, and we never went into the mirror dimension. And I'm just standing here. It reminds me that in the mirror, you are looking into yourself. So the more honest that you can be in the mirror, the more honesty you will access, the more truth, the more you will gain from that experience. Otherwise, you'll be lying to yourself, and you may not even know it. And he's talking about the human race and how we just say things, but we never just stop and say, well, is that the truth? Is that actually how I feel? And the next thing you know, how you truly feel isn't yes or no. It's some weird message about being a bug on a windshield, or a weird liquid scraped across water that has become still. It's not ice, it's just solid water for some reason. It's not ice. And now you're draining through the cracks of it. And that is your answer. It's not yes or no. Sometimes it's something that is even kind of creative. And that is when you're most authentic. And I say, what about the girl with the black hair that I felt like I saw there? He says, remember, it's a mirror, so you'll only see reflections of yourself. Even those weird, seemingly mindless globs with eyeballs are somehow reflections of me. The face that apparently didn't matter to me somehow also matters. Also me. All the walls, me. Breaking the walls down by just looking into my own face, which was like a mask. Isn't that interesting? It's the mirror dimension. He's like, his heart is like fluttering with joy that he got to be with me in this experience. He's really very happy. He's reminding me how even a couple steps in the mirror can feel like miles. And remember, everything is yourself. Everything that you experience is you. And sometimes you can get lost inside yourself in the mirror dimension. And I say, is that the same place we're talking about, where you leave your body and you see yourself on the bed and the light switches and all that, and it's a scary place? That's the same dimension as this that we're talking about, that I'm journeying into? He asks if okay, just let me pause for a minute so I can translate him right. He's basically saying, in what world is there not a mirror? In what reality is there not a mirror? And that the demons in your life are mirrors as well. And he wants us to all receive this, so that when we go into that other place, if you are choosing to go there, that you will know that what you see is merely a reflection of yourself. And it will empower you. It will give you strength through that place. That's why it's important to work with the light inside yourself, because when you work with the light inside yourself and you see what is looking back at you as intimidating, you become light, and then it will transform. It will change the circumstances that you're looking at. And he's already planted the seed within myself. So that way I'm already ready to go to that mirror place. I'm already ready to go to that other dimension where everything is the same as here. I mean, you could just simply say it's an out-of-body experience. I think it's interesting to define it as the mirror dimension because it gives you an edge when looking at everything that's there. You could say, well, it's astral. That's an out-of-body experience. Okay, well, where's the edge? The edge is in seeing that everything that you witness and experience there is basically yourself. Just like in the world today, we're all a part of each other. We're all mirrors for each other. So it gives you an edge in working through that space. I feel like I feel empowered, and I don't feel any resistance. I also don't have a headache talking about this either, which means that I'm healing something inside myself by facing this and knowing that I am light, that I am the strength in each and every one of my experiences. And to take that light with me everywhere, whether it's on the earth plane or the astral plane or the mirror dimension or wherever. You take your light everywhere with you. And when you're really scared, you take your light there with you when you're really scared. You're most powerful when you are shining bright, when you are true to the light within you. Because that's what's truly who and what you are. Love. All right, that's what I have to say about that. Hope you guys enjoyed this journey. Thank you so much for participating in the experience with me. If any of you are interested in exploring a psychic session with me, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. I also have 2 other YouTube channels, so you can check me out at Abbey Psychic Services and Zodiac Energy Readings. I'm also on Patreon at patreon.com/abbeynormalswisdomquest. All right, thank you all again for watching and have an awesome day.